Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Becky. Today we are here to do a 12 by 12 layout. You can see I pulled out a bunch of these scraps right here. These are all from Vicky Boot, and I just had them clipped together with a binder clip, and I'm going to go through them and see what I might be able to use. I am going to end up using this big piece right here. I think that might be the biggest piece I have left from here. I think they came from the 6 by 8 paper pad perhaps, and then I'm going to pull out some of the smaller scraps. This just kind of worked out perfectly with this yellow piece because it was just the right size to fit my photo on. I am going to use these two blue pieces as well. On that yellow piece, what I just trimmed off theirs, I think it was in a 6 by 6 paper pad or 6 by 8 paper pad, and it had those little weird ridges on them, so I just kind of trimmed that off. And this one right here, I'm going to trim this down as well. I'm going to use some of this pinkish red color to border that bird paper over on the right hand side, right like that. On this video we might end up having a little bit of dead space because I did not actually edit it. I just put it into the software and it's like, okay, let's go. It's not that long. I think it's like 8 minutes or something. I can't recall. I do end up inking the edges of everything with that vintage photo distress ink. You can see it over there on the right hand side of the page. And on this one, of course, because I'm using scraps, I am not using a sketch. I'm just kind of putting the scraps together in a way that looks fine to me. And actually, I think it came out pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and start attaching my papers now. This I'm going to trim up a little bit. I was going to make it the same size as the bird paper, but then I figured, why would I want to do that? I want it to be smaller, so I have, just a little bit more interest with the little corners right there on the papers. I really enjoy that. Instead of the papers being the same size, I like to make them a little bit different sized. I'm going to go ahead and put these down how they were. I did play around with putting that black piece between the blue and the green just to kind of give it some separation. I'm not going to end up doing that. I do like the black, and in fact I do end up pulling in some black elements because it just looks really nice, especially with that bird paper. All those little birds are outlined in black. I really think it looks nice, but as far as the black strip, we're gonna forego that one in this instance. I am going to use this graph paper I'm going to pull out here in a minute. You can see right here, I'm trying to make things straight with the T-square ruler. They actually end up turning out pretty straight this time, so that's pretty amazing. Anyways, I am going to pull out this graph paper. This is also a piece of Vicky Boot, and you can see the branding strip over on the right-hand side. This came out of the 6 by 8 paper pad. Anyways, I'm going to use that to back my photos on. These are photos of Riker. And it's kind of funny because this papers that I chose to use, it's just that I wanted to get some more of this Vicky Boot used up. But he's wearing Christmas pajamas in these pictures. But I'm just going to go ahead and throw them down on some Vicky Boot paper. It's okay. You can see over on the left-hand side, I do have a little notebook, kind of like what Janet does, but she sticks her stickers and die kits and stuff in there. Only I don't have any of the parchment paper or anything in there. I just have them glued down onto notebook paper because I did get a whole bunch of ephemera that was by Vicky Boot when it came out at Tuesday morning. I think I got like 2 or 3 packs. So I do have several of those. Some of them are open, and the leftover pieces I just glued down into that notebook. So I'm flipping through that over there on the left-hand side, pulling out some pieces that I think might work. I also have this box of stuff. I think it was last month, maybe the month before last, when I was doing a lot of scrapbooking out here on the breakfast table. And I brought this box with me to use as embellishments. I just brought a whole stack of paper and a box of embellishments, basically, is what I took out there. I still haven't put that stuff away. So I do still have the box with the stuff in it. So I am just going through it right now, pulling out things I might want to use. There's another another pack of the Vicky Boot embellishments. Most of that stuff we've already looked through in the binder, but not all. I do end up pulling out a few pieces from here, I believe. Pulled that mason jar out. I really liked it, but I don't think I end up using that. Here I'm going to go ahead and go through with another bag of stuff. That right there is October Afternoon. I thought I would use a couple of those pieces, so I took that anti-static bag and just kind of rubbed on the back of the stickers to make them not sticky. Anyways, I'm going through this other bag of stuff, and this is where I find more of the black pops that I was talking about, and I did end up pulling out the one that says Dream. I was going to make that my title, but it didn't make too much sense because he's not exactly sleeping, is he? I will find a way to make it work. You'll see here in just a minute. I'm going to look through one more bunch of things, and then we're going to go ahead and start figuring out what exactly it is we're going to use and start putting them down. As you can see here, I'm looking through some tags, and every time I find a tag, I always want to use it, but I can't always make it work. That's what happens in this instance. I did pull out several tags thinking I can make at least one of them work, but it's not going to happen. I like this little card right there too with the black on it. I can't remember what it says. It's kind of far away on my screen to see, but it has something to do with babies sleeping, love you to the moon and back. I don't even know. I don't end up using that, but I am going to make this little cluster right here with that orange banner, and I am going to use that. I thought I'd be able to make a tag work. See, I really want to make a tag work, but it's not going to happen for me. Since I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, I was like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and commit to this because I know I want this here. I'm going to go ahead and stick that down, and then I'll stick the orange down on top of it. I need to put my photos down because I was going to overlap the orange up onto the photos. I don't think I end up actually overlapping it like my original thought was when I decided I needed to adhere those, but I went ahead and adhered those anyways. I'm going to pop the orange up on some foam tape right here. See, this is one of those instances where there are things left in the video that normally I would have cut out and made the video shorter. But, you know, laziness won over this time, so we didn't end up doing that. I'm going to put that important down there over on the right hand side of my photo cluster, and then we're going to go ahead and start building up this left hand side. I really want to use that orange card. I do like the idea of getting some more orange in there, but I kind of need to figure out how I want to cover up the top of it. I did not want that today was with all those check boxes. I didn't want that on there. Well, I took it away and put down this black one thinking, okay, well, even though I really want the orange one, maybe I can make this black one work. And it's not going to because I'm married to that orange card for some reason. I'm absolutely married to it. So it's going to come back in here in a second. Still trying to get some more of those tags to work. Again, not going to really happen. I do not believe. See that circle that I have tucked underneath the top of the photos? That's one of the things that I will do. I like to keep my collections together until they're, you know, pretty much ran out, and then I'll disperse them throughout my stash. Well, if I have cut circles or cut any shapes out of any of the pattern papers, or maybe a fussy cut pieces or something to that effect, I will keep those with the die cuts. And like, here's an instance where I did do that, and I do come back later and use it. I am going to use it on this page right there. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I like to do that, and I will keep the smallest of scraps until I disperse the collection throughout my stash. While it's still a collection, even the smallest of scraps gets put into it. So here is what I'm going to do to go ahead and cover up that today was. I use this little piece right here. It says favorite. I'm not sure if that's a Vicky Bouton or not. I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. I am going to put this little tag underneath there that says, remember, this is from the October afternoon. Now here's where I go ahead and fix this up. I do take these, I think those are, what's that one company, something Gypsy? I got this from Tuesday morning. They're just little black leathers. Nope, little black letters. And I turn it into saying my dream guy because he's not really sleeping, but I did want to use that big dream, right? Well, I do have this space now underneath the EAM, so I do need to fill that up. I did lose some footage. You can see where I layered up some labels, and then I put down some enamel dots and some enamel pieces that were from Vicky Bouton. I also used a couple little stars that were on that October afternoon sticker sheet. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.